up, everybody? Jersey here from Window Cleaning Resource and WCR Nation, the podcast. So what's going on? As you know, we are doing 2 straight weeks of talks, Facebook Lives, kind of all around the huge convention. And this week, we are talking to the man, Mr. Robert. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Glad to be on here and excited to get interviewed and definitely excited to be speaking at the huge convention. Really excited to have that.
Yeah, you're actually, you're not new to this. This is like, you've been to, what is this going to be, number 3 for you, I think?
3 for the huge convention, and I'm at, I think, 14 or 15 conventions total.
Wow, that's a good number. I think you've been around the block with 15 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun to be able to network, see people instead of just, like hey, this is what I look like. Share a couple beers and talk shop and just soak it all in and learn.
Yeah. So real quick, you actually have a YouTube channel also, and that's where you're talking about. People know your face. Isn't it kind of hard when people know you but you don't know them? They go, hey, what's going on? And
yeah, it's always fun that people do feel that extra level of comfort, and I try and be really good with faces and remembering people, but at this point we're just about to 5,000. We're at 4,925. So it's youtube.com/clean power wash. I've got a second channel with like 250 people on there that I need to just get merged in with it. But really hoping to be able to kind of start off my class with the credentials of having 5,000 subscribers. So guys, if you're watching this, subscribe. There's tons of stuff, and hopefully that'll help you. And there's a lot of stuff too on the huge convention as well. So
yeah, but if you're watching this right now, go subscribe, get them over 5,000. That's an epic feat. Like, people watch these other YouTubers who have 10 million. Do you understand, in the small little fart of an industry that we are, how 5,000 people that want to watch your content, that's huge.
Yeah. It's been amazing. I mean, we've gone from, I think I hit 1,000 in August of last year, and now approaching 5,000. Just, it's crazy. So
that's ridiculous. Well, go check that out. But other than that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Professionally, what's your deal? You're an owner operator still. How long you been in business? How'd you get started? Tell us the whole thing.
Sure. So we've been in business for 12 years. Up until November of this past year, I'd always had a full-time job and was running crews on the side. For the first probably 8 years of it all, we were doing, 20, 25,000 a year, just kind of hobby level. Didn't really know what I was doing. Then I got involved, to a couple of conventions, networked, learned about all kinds of soft washing processes, better equipment and everything. We've doubled the last 3 years in a row, and we're pretty well on the pace for this 4th year. We just finished our box truck, which, if you're in many of the groups or even watching the channel, posted the videos for that. Really excited to have that on there. That's our 3rd official full washing rig.
Nice.
Running 7 guys right now, which has been amazing to be able to bring that much to the table for bigger jobs. We've got a parking garage that we're cleaning on Thursday. Guy asked us, how long is it going to take you? I was like, 1 day. He's like, that's it? Yeah, I bring a lot to the table.
I have my own army. They all hop out of the back of the truck and
Yep. We'd rather kill them with a lot of equipment than be wasting time sitting there for days.
Yeah. And the growth thing too, growth is always exciting, right? Like doubling every year. Doubling from year 1 to year 2, okay, it's like, oh, cool. Last year I did 10 grand, this year I did 20. Like, that doesn't seem like as big of a feat. When you get to year 4 and you're doubling from year 4 to 5, that's huge growth. Like, that's that snowball of kind of growth happening. And there's a lot of just crap that comes with that too. Like trying to keep guys and trying to 7 guys. What happens when you get the 8th guy? Like, now you got an 8th guy you got to put in, and then everybody has to get along with this. So much kind of that goes with that, but it's a fun adventure.
Yes, it absolutely is, and it's never a dull moment. I mean, obviously with August being a little slower right now, it's just keeping the guys busy, and we've got some things that'll be changing in September, and then probably going to be adding 2 or 3 more people on for the Christmas lights and all that. We're kind of getting our toes wet this year, which will be another big thing. You'll see a lot of those videos on the YouTube channel about how we're doing Christmas lights, how to do additional marketing with that. And that's kind of our at this level with this fourth year to add, and hit $500,000 this year. We really did need something else to, we've already added roof cleaning, which helped us bump a bunch, and now being able to do Christmas lights should add a good chunk of revenue too.
Nice. Well, it's another adventure too, like you said. There's a whole nother learning is always fun, right? Especially when you got new equipment, new processes, new advertising, new marketing, new education for your customers. So it's always kind of cool to get into something that piggybacks close, but yet it's still exciting. Because we get bored in business. You do the same thing for 7 years, it gets pretty stinking boring.
Absolutely, and it's always great again. And that's what I love about going to conventions. This will be, I believe, my fourth one for this year, and just always it just pumps you up being around like-minded people with similar struggles, similar successes. There's always somebody in any group of a couple people that's ahead of you, behind you, right there with you. It just motivates you. It's such a fun time, and being able, especially with something like the huge convention, to have multiple classes. So depending on which track you're on, when I went to DC the first time, I absolutely was taking lower level classes than what I'm going for, what I did last year in New Orleans and what I'll be taking this year. It's a different focus.
Yeah. There's nothing more like bubbly inside of you than a Monday after the convention when you get back with your notebook full of notes you've taken and all the little ideas. You're fired up. After
you completely crash from going go. New Orleans was insane, man, because that ended up basically being 4 days, and your mind and your body is just on total overload from it all. And with the videos, I ended up having to make a bunch of them just to hold myself accountable. It's like, I need to get this out of my head and into a video, or else I'm going to forget about this tip that Gary Guyman dropped, or what I got out of Michael Heinerlatter's class, or whoever was speaking with what Dave was saying, so.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet and you're watching this, what the heck is your deal, man? Go get some tickets. Go to thehugeconvention.com. Go and get your tickets now. That's my plug for now. But you've been to other shows, so how does this one kind of compete with the other shows that are in the industry? If you've been to 15 of them, you've got kind of a good feel for them.
Yeah, so between regional events and national conventions, there was a former org that I was a part of that, they did what they wanted to. But the amount of organization that I see that Thad puts on, Thad doesn't put on a low-key, low-budget event. Like, I have no problem paying for that ticket because, quite frankly, the ticket's the cheapest part of the whole experience.
Oh, yeah.
That if by paying $50 or $300 or whatever, last year I think I paid $200. This year I literally, as soon as that announced that it was going to be in Atlanta, I said, give me 2 tickets, and went ahead and bought them like right after he said that.
Yeah.
Because it was just a matter of, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of how many days am I going to be in Atlanta.
Right.
Making it that priority. But I mean, regional events are great, and I highly recommend to get to those. Unfortunately, the way some other national conventions have been run, they've had good speakers, and they've also had just absolute train wrecks. And some of the drama that goes on too.
Yeah. Well, like I always tell people to go to all of them that you can. Like you said, 15 of them. Yeah. Do that. Like, you will get something from every one of them. But here is like the big picture: is people who finally go to an event like this, and people always go, "Well, why do I have to pay? Why?" You ask that question because you've only been to free events, and you realize that those were worth $0. You understood that a free event was free for a reason. If you go to an event that you have to pay, here's the first thing: you're around other people who paid. Everybody is vested in being there and learning. They're not riding around on scooters with air horns. Like, they're just not doing that. They're there to learn and share what they have, and usually they're in a spot where they can teach somebody else something. So it's just a better group of people that will go to, the ends to do this kind of thing. The hotel right now is sold out. Like, all the hotels are sold out. People who are buying tickets now are paying higher prices than anybody else has paid because it's so close to the event. It's still worth it. It's still worth the headache. It's still worth it. Well, I'm partial, and I always tell people, like, not to interrupt. I always tell people go, "Was it worth it?" I'm not going to tell you if it's worth it. I'm going to tell you that the 1,000 people who have bought a ticket, they think it's worth it.
Well, and I think that's one. I mean, don't get caught up in the marketing that, oh, we've sold. I can't lie about how many tickets he's sold. He has a finite amount. Whoever paid a ticket versus with the free ones, and it's funny talking to some of the vendors with, you know, we all get those spam estimate requests. So do these events, and then people that are registered. Well, Tom is a person who's going to show up to the convention. So, but yeah, it really, and I try to talk as many people into it. You know, people were saying about needing to save money for winter and whatnot. What you can learn in one class, and I threw this out there too, and Thad kind of changed a little bit, but my class should be worth enough to pay for everything that you should get enough out and be able to make enough money with that to pay for and make profit on from that. And guess what? There's a lot of other classes. So you should be learning. If you get one nugget out of every class and apply that one thing, I mean, that's an extra $10, $20, $50,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
here's the thing.
Amazing.
If I told you I have $10,000 in cash right now, but I need $50 from you right now, and I'm going to give you that $10,000. I'm going to give it to you in a week, but it's guaranteed. You do it in a heartbeat, right? It's the fact that people don't understand what they're getting. It's not like you're buying something. You're just allowing yourself the privilege to learn and be around this. But you said about your class, what are you talking about? Like, give us kind of a quick synopsis of kind of what your class is going to be this year.
Sure. So social media marketing, how to leverage Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to, grow your business. This year we've talked a lot. It's no small surprise that we've done really, really well. I've spent just over $1,100 this year, and we've done $70,000 in work.
Wow.
In Facebook. I mean, it's unreal. And even when I look at last year, I was pumped because I spent $2,400 and did like $32,000. And so I've spent half, and I've done more than double. And just really how anybody can do what we're doing. At the end of the day, right now, you and I are having a conversation. We all talk with people. The fact that we're talking with a camera in our face, that's the only difference. And once you realize that all we're doing is just talking, and your customer is going to eventually see you. So go ahead and get them to be comfortable with you. Like you mentioned at the beginning, people who watch the channel and know me are more familiar with me than I am with them. They're still a stranger to me to a degree. Versus when I go up to that customer's household that's calling me from Facebook, they've most likely not seen just one video. They've probably seen 10, 15, 20 videos, pictures. They've seen our business, lawn signs, which we've got the whole wall behind me. They've seen our box truck. They've seen these awesome shirts, which, come on, folks. We get noticed everywhere. And then the new business cards and stuff that we're going to be rolling out. It's about creating a brand, I always refer to it as inception marketing. You need to have yourself out there so much that when that customer goes and looks for a company to do work, that they choose you because you're already more familiar. I've seen that company. Half the time we go in to vote, we don't even know who that person is, but that they got the right letter next to them, and I've seen their name. Yeah, and I will vote for ones I haven't seen your name. I don't know who you are. And it builds. By making that YouTube channel, that's helped us be on that front page of Google. That helps us with those, with reviews, with other things. That is, again, it's engaging in social media. You don't have a choice in business. If you're going to just rely on word of mouth or traditional word of mouth, literally me talking to my neighbor or my neighbors talking to each other about the work that we did, you're missing it. That's the Pony Express.
Well, then you're taking it out of your hands at that point. You're allowing it to happen, but you're not making it happen, like with Facebook. Yeah. And there's the simple truth of it is that we're all companies. You may know a company name or you may see a logo, but until they know Rob Anderson, they know you, right? They see you. They've heard you talk. They go, this guy's adorable. Look, when they know you, they're a fan. They're not a customer. And all of a sudden they like you, and it's just like a friend. If your friend owns a company, you're going to use your friend's company over any other company because he's your friend. Like, if you can get on that level, now you have a fan. You don't just have a client or customer.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I know Brandon Vaughn's doing the keynote. His big thing in his 4-step sales process is connect. You're building rapport, which we all know as salespeople you have to do. Well, guess what? Every single one of those videos that somebody watches, that's me connecting to them.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to talk to everybody 1,000 times. I made one video and 1,000 people saw it. Yeah. And I want to help people to understand it. And similar with this video right now, and part of the reason why I've done it, you need content. If you don't create content, there's nothing. If you have, hey, we've got our show, nobody's on it. I'm not talking. I do one show a month, or show a year. Nobody's going to pay attention. But you get that additional content. You get people on there. You get other things going on, and people are like, hey, what's going on? I'm sure more people, not because I'm on here, but because this is the 11th. Or sorry, this is the 7th interview. More people are probably watching as we continue to go along through this, and more people are aware, hey, oh yeah, they're doing interviews. Let's see which one's on tonight.
Yeah.
It's just like with anything else in life, the more times something's on there, the more likely it is going to have an impact. So social media gives you that ability for, quite frankly, the cheapest cost out there.
Yeah, and people all think that they need to hit everything out of the park too. Like, oh, I can't think of something that I don't think anybody will watch it, or I don't think that anybody wants to see this before and after pictures of my. Here's the thing. You don't have to hit them all out of the park. You don't. You just have to be fresh, and you have to have new content, because here's the thing. If you're sitting down with your best friend, shooting the poo over a baseball game or a football game, that conversation, there's not a lot out of that conversation, but it could have been a great time. Right? It's the same thing with just content. Is just another excuse to be in front of them, another excuse for them to mentally connect, subliminally connect to you. Just having content is better than having nothing.
Correct. And that's where once you get, what we've been doing this year is, I looked at it, and basically about a 100-day period, we posted 165 times. And I've upped that from that now. And are all 165 posts amazing? No, absolutely not. But the ones that I see that get a little bit of traction are ones that I know from the moment that I go ahead and post this video or go live, and it's this filthy, stinking house, I throw a few bucks behind it and go ahead and get that going, because I know that one's going to be, it's seeing those draft picks. Hey, is this going to be good? Or is this just a guy to fill in a gap at third base and, he takes care of doing his job every once in a while. We don't really need a superstar there. It continues to build, and the more content that you put out, the better. Yeah. And you'll get better at it too.
And you're not in front. It's not force fed. It's not like having more commercials on the radio where all you want to do is listen to the music. Social media content can be overlooked extremely easy. Think about how people use Facebook now. They do this. Right? That's how you do Facebook. There could have been 30 ads in there. You didn't even notice it. If you don't want to look at it, you don't have to. So people are not getting annoyed with an over advertising kind of campaign or a certain person that advertises all the time. The only time is if you really piss people off with like super strict politics or religion or something like that, when that goes into business pages. Everything else, people don't care. They will look if they want to see something, say they like your shirt, say they like the pictures, or like stop just long enough to hear some of your content. That's all you need, right? That's just another touch in the kind of world of communications. Social media is amazing.
Well, and even when you're saying with people scrolling, they can still scroll past my pictures and my videos. It's there.
Yeah.
It's still becoming more familiar, more comfortable with it. It is. I absolutely love that ability. And the ability to target, and quite frankly, we still keep it very broad in our overall marketing for it. And it's also, I mean, guys, if you don't pay attention to the fact that people who like your page can see which of their friends like your page.
Yeah.
And that right there, when somebody needs a power washer, and we've been tagged a couple times, or somehow they come up to our Facebook page and they look at it and they see 18, they see 35, they see 2 friends that have used us. They can message them right away and say, hey, how was your service with them? Or they can look at the reviews that their friends have already left us. I want to say we were at something like 78 5-star reviews now on our Facebook page.
Nice.
I mean, you want to talk about just blowing away what's out there. And guys, start on this, the better. Because,
Yeah.
and I don't want this to come across cocky, but by getting ahead of so many other people in my market or in your market, starting now, you have that ability to just build a either insurmountable lead or a lead that can only be accomplished or that can be even caught up to by spending a massive amount of money.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't make all these videos. I've got 700 plus right now on the channel all at once. You know, that's 3 years of making videos, or 2.5 really. And just continuing to steady put more and more stuff out there.
Yeah, and
So
no one will ever catch up to you. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're running a race, you've taken off. Anybody who's starting now, you're so far ahead of them. They'd have to run so much faster just to even catch up. I mean, you've put yourself up there. You know, but again, not to plug the show again one more time, but if you have any chance you want to jump on, you want to learn about Facebook, or even just talk to Rob. I heard Rob's a great guy. I mean, you know, he's giving away free hugs from what I hear, but no, if you want to listen to his class, or just go to thehugeconvention.com, get your tickets there. I mean, I leave in less than a week. I leave. I think you're going you're going Saturday? Is that what I heard?
Saturday, we want to hit up Stone Mountain, a couple of waterfalls, the zoo, the aquarium, making it a family trip.
Nice.
Because guess what, guys? You know, we do work hard. Let's go have some fun. You know, it's so much fun for us to. I mean, going down to Tampa for the inaugural spray wash convention down there, that was such a blast. The overall environment, just how everybody was so pumped and relaxed, and just, again, no clowns with air horns. Everybody just, you know, we behaved. You know, we again, it was such a blast. And again, huge convention last year. I mean, y'all, New Orleans it's just New Orleans. I've never been to Vegas, but New Orleans is pretty insane.
Yeah.
So
it is. Until you go and experience, I always say this is like the cheesiest thing, but it's so true. Until you experience the part where I can say, oh man, lichens, right? Like if I could say that to anybody else in my life, they'll go, what is that even? Is that the little thingy on the roof? But if I say that to somebody else, or like saying window cleaning, storm windows, nobody cares until you get around a bunch of window cleaners. Nobody cares about pressure washing until you're around a bunch of other window cleaners or pressure washers who get to the T everything that you're saying. The customers that are good, the customers that just that weird instant connection with all these people know exactly what I know as far as like feelings in the industry. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you're finally speaking the same language instead of speaking 8 gallons a minute and PSI and SH rates and all that. And your customer hears, he said, GPM?
I don't know.
Number 18?
Yeah, there's only so much you can talk to your spouse about the stuff that they don't care about until they get annoyed with you, you know? But you can literally walk up to any conversation or any group of people that are talking, and there are a ton. This is the largest event out of any of them. So there's a ton of groups, ton of people. Walk up to any of them and just listen, and you're in a conversation. It's just that simple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, don't be afraid to just walk up. I mean, and that's when I went to the first huge convention, literally, I probably knew maybe 50 or 100 people, you know, in the industry. And I see Tim Fields walking along. He'd made some signs for me, and he'd made, you know, some of the vinyl on my truck. I start talking with Tim, and then I meet John Tornabenny and Sean Kilgore. And next thing you know, there's like 15 of us just hanging out in the lobby. So if y'all see me talking with anybody else, come on and join. You know, that we'll stand out pretty well. You'll recognize all the other dye sublimation people that are walking around there, and just jump in. You know, we all want to help each other. And back to what you said about this event, I like that it's, you know, I know that it was originally joint PWRA, and that was, you know, kind of that thing, but it's morphed into something bigger than that. It's not this organization's event, that group or whatever association. You know, the way that has set this up, like I'm stoked. I was stoked last year to see Ray Burke and Dougie Dew being at that convention, and Power Wash Store being there, and now to have the cast, the pre-event stuff. Again, John Tornabene doing his parking garage thing again. That's a huge thing to get down there early. I went with New Orleans. I went there early to take Dave's Facebook class. Getting down there, the We Hang Christmas Lights guys, they're doing something right after it. So it's just a great time to get all that additional learning. And quite frankly, sometimes it's nice to have a write-off that isn't just a pressure washer,
Yeah.
Some fun and yeah.
It's exactly it. We're all coming off of spring too, so and everybody goes, "Oh, I'm too busy to go." That's because you're bad at scheduling. That's not because you're too busy to go. We're all busy. That's obviously right. But the thing is we're all coming off of that super busy time where nobody could even breathe. We're working so much. There's just so much going on that this is the lull, the eye of the storm. This is the lull before fall happens, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like this time where you kind of get to go. And like you said, I just hanging out in the lobby or grabbing a bite with a bunch of people that is just so refreshing to just kind of like, okay, and now you get ready for it. That Monday comes in after you sleep enough and let your feet stop hurting from all the standing and walking, and your voice comes back from all the talking. It all of a sudden hits you. It's like you're in, and now you're on like a Hot Wheels ramp. You're just on your way to the fall itself, and it's good. I love it.
I'm a big podcast junkie on it. I try in every class that I go to. I try to record just an audio file of it. And, for the next week or two, I'll listen to those because you don't catch everything too. No. Brandon and Josh will drop so much knowledge and as Josh always likes to call it, a value bomb or knowledge bomb or whatever.
Knowledge
that you're not going to process it all. So by recording, listen to that MP3 or WAV file or whatever later on, and it's great too to go back and revisit some of that stuff. I'll do another montage like I did back at the last huge convention, but obviously I've learned a lot, and I've had even people say, well, are you still learning as much? Maybe not. I'm learning different things. But it's still absolutely worth it, and I get so pumped up by helping people. I wouldn't do the videos and stuff if I didn't want to help people succeed, to be able to provide for their families better, and to hopefully waste less time in the field learning. I want people to do better there. So.
You get to learn from everybody else's mistakes without having to do them all yourself, which is really nice. So, yeah. Well, cool. Like I said, if you have not gotten tickets, go to thehugeconvention.com or call me or text me 862-312-2026. I can get those ordered for you. We are very close, and it will be sold out. I do not believe they're doing any at-the-door tickets at all. So Thad will have to let us know on that. So get them soon. If you're going for classes, go ahead.
I was going to say, buy next year's tickets for the $50 that they'll be on sale for when he announces that. Yeah. Because it's easy to figure that out. Like, if you've been there, even just the keynote, and he announced it, I think, after like the first two speakers where it was going to be, you'll have seen enough value already to go ahead and get those tickets and save yourself, $200 because you bought them last minute. Buy them early. Make your plans. Get your plane flight. I should have got my plane flight earlier. I could have saved probably another $300 between the 6 tickets that we got. So but.
Yeah, you're going to go. You go to one of these, you will go to all of them, but you just have to, then you schedule around it as opposed to trying to find the time to go to the first one. Now you make the time to go to the next ones.
Your customers don't know.
No, they don't. Here's the thing. They don't know what you're doing at that time, and no one knows that you're shut down. They just think you're at somebody else's house. Like, you're not. This is what we got into business for ourselves.
I can take care of you next Monday.
Yeah.
And if you can't, so be it. You're going to make more money by getting to this thing you will anything else.
Yeah, and we all got in business for the freedom of it, so take the freedom for once, would you? You all need a vacation, but do it. Like I said, if you need any window cleaning, pressure washing supplies, please call me or text me 862-312-2026 or check out the podcast, WCR Nation, every Friday, window cleaning resource, or on iTunes and Google Play, all that. And check out Rob Anderson's. If you haven't right now and you're still watching, you have not subscribed, go to, tell us the address one more time. You got to get over 5,000 here.
YouTube.com/clean power wash. So we're 75 away. Yep.
Make it
or
happen,
even
people.
just
Go.
literally Google it. Yeah.
Yeah, just go make it happen. Subscribe, get him over to the 5,000 mark, and get your free hug from Rob when you get to the event and tell him you subscribed. But anyway, man, I appreciate you taking the time, and I can't wait to see you here. We're talking like days away at this point, so I'm pretty excited. And you're leaving even sooner, so I'm super jealous. But enjoy your pre-vacation before your vacation.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, man. We'll talk soon. All right. Have a good one.